everybody. Welcome back to Tapping Into You with Tappin' Girl. Today I have my friend Lisa with me.
Hi.
Lisa Stasiak, and we're going to tell you in a minute about what it is that Lisa does. First thing I want to do is I want to thank my sponsors, Wofford Theater and Logard Street Sign and Banner, for this opportunity to be able to bring you the tapping experience today. I want to also make sure that you know I am not a medical doctor. Now, I tell some people I slept at a Holiday Inn last night, but that doesn't seem to be enough to help. So, I'm not a medical doctor. If you are getting treatment from a doctor, it is very important that you maintain that treatment protocol with your doctor. The tapping can be used in conjunction with whatever medical treatment it is that you're currently receiving. And I want you to understand that if you're going to tap along with us, it's very important that you take responsibility for your own emotional well-being. So let's just take a minute. Lisa, why don't you tell them what it is that you do and how you got here, or whatever you want to say.
Thanks, Colette. Hi, I'm Lisa Stasiak, and I am a Reiki master, and I work with essential oils. Reiki, working with energy points on people to provide some stress reduction, pain, discomfort, relief. Essential oils, have been around for a long time, and so now we're really getting into using them for house cleaning, physical conditions, emotional situations, all kinds of things. So you can reach me if you have any questions or desire a Reiki consultation. My number is 317-750-2445. My email address is lstasiak45@gmail.com. lstasiak45@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. And we are going to be talking in future episodes of the Tapping Into You. We're going to be talking about essential oils and tapping because there are more and more people that are using that in combination. So what is the tapping? I always cover that for just a couple minutes. Tapping is an amazing technique for stress reduction. It's a really fantastic way to calm in body, mind, and spirit so that you can get about the work of releasing limiting beliefs that keep you stuck pretty much where you are. You can use it on everything. Phobias, fears. You can use it for weight loss. You can use it for money. I know that might sound crazy, but a lot of the times that we don't have the money that we want or the business that we want has a lot to do with our limiting beliefs that we've been taught. And tapping clears those beliefs in the body and helps reduce, like I said, those limiting beliefs. One of the first things I want to show you today that I haven't shown you before are the finger spots. And the reason I want to do that is because while we're doing these segments, I want to do what I call finger tapping so we can kind of start to calm down. And the finger spots, if your hands are towards you, have I shown you this before?
Okay. Maybe a long time ago.
It's the part of your hand that faces you, and you're tapping that last knuckle, if you will, on the fingers. So your last knuckle section, the part that faces you, just a couple fingers, and you're just tapping. I think I can see on there that you can see how this does that. Get the black background over here. Perfect. There you go. See how I'm doing that? Okay, and then go back to the karate chop and just circle right around again over and over and over. It's actually going to start calming you down so that when we get into the tapping, you've already started to kind of calm yourself down. There's, I can give you all kinds of science about the amygdala and the brain and fight, flight, or freeze, but I am not going to do that today. If you've seen this before, tap along with us. You have an idea of what I'm doing. If you haven't, just join in and follow along. This is an amazing technique for shifting thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. So today, we are, being the third week of January, we are going to talk about weight loss. And the reason that I wanted to talk about weight loss is, by now, you've probably dug in with all your willpower and powered your way through trying to lose weight. And I am going to show you this amazing technique and how to apply it so that with weight loss, you actually start getting long-term results. One of the first things I want to talk to you about really has to do with the fact that most of us don't really like ourselves all that much. And what I teach a lot of my clients, whether it's money, relationships, or whatever it is, you're really learning how to love and appreciate yourself. So you've got this weight thing going on, whether you got it after babies or you got it, or you had it all your life like I did, lucky me, or whatever the reason is that you've got a weight issue. Now, I want to tell you that today, if your issue is not weight, tap along anyway, because you're going to get what we call borrowing benefits. Borrowing benefits is where just because you're working on your energy body, you are going to get benefits and relief. And maybe if weight's not your issue, you'll get relief on another issue. So pay attention, because the changes are usually pretty subtle. So let's say that you're trying to lose weight.
Yes.
Okay? And even losing weight is a term that I don't really care for, because the way the brain works, we hear the word loss.
You're looking for it because you lost something, right?
Yes, you're looking for it because you lost it. That's a good way to put it. Okay, so usually what we have a tendency to do is beat ourselves up. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. I put on this weight again. It's another January, and I've got this goal. And I don't even like the word goal, just so you know. I don't do scales, and I don't do goal. So the very first thing that I would tell you that's really important for you is to just make peace with where you are, to be okay with where you are, instead of all of this beating yourself up that doesn't seem to be working anyway. Because I will tell you, don't we, things that we love, don't we tend to take a little better care of?
Oh, true.
So doesn't it make sense that if I'm learning to be a little chilled out with myself, giving myself the praise and love that I really do want, that maybe I might find it a little easier to make better food choices rather than be into high stress and fear.
Right.
Because diet and exercise is important, but I'll tell you, the most important thing you put in your body is the thought. Okay?
A lot of energy.
Yes, and that is how you create, is through thought. So what I try and help people do, again, is we're just going to make peace a little bit with where we are. And so what I want to do is I actually want to go to a break a little earlier so that when we come back, we can start into the tapping sequences. Till we get back, keep tapping your fingers.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event, or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters, with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Welcome back. Okay, so one of the things that goes on is we're beating ourselves up, our body makes cortisol, that makes belly fat, then we're madder at ourselves, and we just perpetuate this whole cycle. So what we're going to try and do today is that we are just going to bring some of that stress level down, okay? So let's just use the setup phrase of, it's hard to feel good about my body. Okay? So, if you can repeat that after me, and then we'll just kind of get a feel for it, see, because we always like to rate that 1 to 10, and then from there, we'll just start into the tapping. So, generally, it's hard for me to feel good about my body.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't feel very fun, does it?
No.
Let's get rid of that. Okay, so did you get a rating?
I would say for me 8.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
there.
I felt like I was at, was an 8. Now,
8.
part of that's my adrenaline, because I love doing this so much. So let's just start, and as you might remember, and if you haven't been here before, just follow along. The first thing we do is we tap the karate chop. The karate chop is just where a karate master would do that, and we tap and do what we call a setup phrase. So you're going to be my echo, so here we go, and everybody at home who's watching this, just repeat after us. Even though it's hard for me to feel good about my body.
Even though it's hard for me to feel good about my body.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
And even though it is hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
And even though it is difficult for me to feel good about my body right now.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Now I'm going to do the third one a little more emphatically. Even though it's hard for me.
Even though it's hard for me
to feel good about my body right now.
To feel good about my body right now.
Here's the emphatic. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway.
Very good. Okay. Now the first spot's the eyebrow. Remember, it's right where the eyebrow starts, just up top of the bridge of the nose, and you tap there and you say, it's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
Side of the eye, that's that bone right on the side of the eye, and say it's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
Under the eye, there's a bone right under there again. It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
And then under the nose, it's hard for me to feel good about my body.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
Chin, it's so hard for me to feel good about my body.
It's so hard for me to feel good about my body.
Go to the collarbone, and that's where a man's tie knots right up there.
Okay.
Or you can even do it this way, but it's all of that. That bone is what vibrates the energy meridians.
Okay.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body.
The next one is under the arm. You do it this way, or you can do it like a monkey. Kids like it this way. It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
Top of the head. I'm so mad at myself.
I'm so mad at myself.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
It's hard for me to feel good about my body right now.
Okay, we're going to go back to the eyebrow, okay? I'm so angry about this excess weight.
I am so angry about this excess weight.
Side of the eye. I don't know how I did this again.
I don't know how I did this again.
Under the eye. All this extra weight.
All this extra weight.
Under the nose. Keeps me so mad at myself.
Keeps me so mad at myself.
Chin. I'm so mad at myself for this excess weight.
I'm so mad at myself for this excess weight.
Collarbone. I can't believe I got to lose it again.
I can't believe I have to lose it again.
Under the arm. All this anger at myself.
All this anger at myself.
Top of the head. All this anger at myself.
All this anger at myself.
Go right back to the eyebrow. I am doing something good for me now.
I am doing something good for myself now.
Side of the eye. I like being nicer to myself.
I like being nicer to myself.
Under the eye. I'm really not used to it.
I'm really not used to it.
Under the nose. It's okay for me to be fine with where I am.
It's okay for me to be fine where I am.
Chin. I'm going to start where I am.
I'm going to start where I am.
Collarbone. Where I am is where I am.
Where I am is where I am.
Under the arm. And I'm going to start being okay with that.
And I'm going to start being okay with that.
Top of the head. I choose to be okay with where I am right now.
I choose to be okay with where I am right now.
Take a nice big breath. Let it out. And then re-rate. I can tell you it came down for me. What'd you go to?
I think 6.
Oh, okay. I
You
went to
went
like
farther?
a 4. I went to like a 4. A 6 is good. When you look at the difference between from a 1 to 10 that we started at 8 and you went to a 6, that is a lot. When you figure how long you've been beating yourself up, that's a lot of relief. Okay.
Yes.
So maybe another good place to go is I can't love my body because.
I can't love my body because.
I know I threw you a curveball.
Yeah.
A lot of women will go because I got big thighs or I got big hips or.
I'm gonna say my belly.
Okay. Ooh, that's a
Okay,
good one.
everybody.
Okay. So let's just do a couple quick rounds before we go to break again. Here we go. Even though I can't love my body because I got a big belly,
Even though I can't love myself because I got a big belly,
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
And even though
I've
decided
decided
I can't love myself
I can't love myself.
until I get rid of this big belly,
I can't love myself until I get rid of this big belly.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
And even if you don't believe it, just say it.
And even if I don't believe it, I'll just say it.
And even though
And even though
I can't love myself till I get rid of this big belly,
I can't love myself until I get rid of this big belly,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Eyebrow. I can't love myself till I get rid of this big belly.
I can't love myself till I get rid of this big belly.
Side of the eye. This big belly that keeps me from loving myself.
This big belly that keeps me from loving myself.
Under the eye. What if I started finding things to appreciate?
What if I started finding things to appreciate?
Okay, that was probably too soon. This big belly keeps me from loving myself.
This big belly keeps me from loving myself.
This big belly I got
This big belly I got
is the reason I can't love myself.
is the reason why I can't love myself.
Collarbone. It's hard to love myself with this big belly.
It's hard to love myself with this big belly.
I've been judging me for a very long time.
And I have been judging myself for a long time.
Top of the head. And this big belly's part of it.
And this big belly is part of it.
Take a breath. We're going to go back to the eyebrow. Ready? Okay. This big belly that keeps me from loving myself.
This big belly that keeps me from loving myself.
Side of the eye. This big belly I got
This big belly I got.
under the eye. It's been plenty of reason to stay mad at me.
It's been plenty of reasons to stay mad at me.
Under the nose, as if that helped.
As if that helped.
Chin. This big belly I got.
This big belly I got.
Collarbone. It keeps me mad at myself.
It keeps me mad at myself.
Under the arm. What if I choose to let some of that go?
What if I choose to let some of that go?
Top of the head. This starting where I am thing
The starting where I am thing
means that all this is okay.
means that all this is okay.
Take another breath. Okay, we are going to go to break. While we're going to break, and during break, the whole time you're watching, just keep tapping.
Okay.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Everyone knows it's easy to find first-run movies in the big theaters. But where can you go to watch your favorite classic movies on the big screen for the perfect night out? Why rent a flick when you can rent the entire theater? Call today to reserve our 32-seat theater for your next event or just stop by to see what's showing this weekend. The 14 by 7 foot screen and the high quality digital surround sound system offers all the amenities you would expect from the big theaters with a laid back atmosphere and comfortable seating of your own home. Wofford Theater at 1744 South 10th Street in Noblesville gives you the classic movies you want with a big theater experience.
Hey everybody, glad to have you back. Now I have to say this. I just said before we came back, I got a burp. Okay, now that's a really common thing with tapping is that you are yawning or you have to burp or crying. That's a little intense, but it's very common. Sneezing. All of those are signs that you are moving and shifting the energy. They really are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a few things that are really good to remember. Let's go back to the finger tapping. Okay? Whenever we do this kind of work, you want to make sure that you're drinking lots of water. Because this tapping is like massage therapy and the Reiki and all those other modalities where you basically are an electric energy body and the water is to wash all of that stuff out. I will also tell you, it is really important that if you get onto a pretty emotional issue and you do start crying, that you really need to keep tapping. Do not stop. You will feel a release. There have been times I've been laughing and crying at the same time. People who know me probably don't find it that strange. I did at first, but they don't. So those are all indicators that we're moving this energy. I want to mention a couple other things, and that is, this is kind of out of left field, Hamilton County Radio. .com. If you go there, you can listen to this broadcast Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock at night. So I'm going to say out loud how it is that you contact me, and that is, I have a phone number at 717 Tappin' Girl, TAPNGRL. My email is tappinggirl, TAPNGRL, 77 at gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook. I have a page specifically for the tapping that is Tappin' Girl, Tapping Into You. Go find me there because these shows also, you can bring them up there. And one of the things that's really awesome about the tapping is you can bring this show up over and over again and keep repeating the tapping, and whether or not it's your issue or not, it doesn't matter. Now, a really beautiful thing is, let's say when we were doing the last segment, we were tapping about why I can't love my body, okay? And you get a different thing watching than what we said. Just pause the show, go to the karate chop,
very good.
Do your own issue, even though I can't love myself because I don't like my hair. It doesn't matter what it is. The real beauty about tapping is you're just telling the truth. And I will tell you, a little tiny thing that goes on that really kind of makes it tough. We have so many thoughts every day. We don't even know how much we beat ourselves up. The tapping will start to actually help you be aware of when you're doing that. We had a really funny situation that I'm going to share with you when we did group at my house. You remember that conversation?
Yes.
We were on Messenger, and the group of us were talking about it, and I said, hey, you guys, a really great way to do weight loss tapping is in front of the mirror naked.
Yes.
Okay.
I
It
remember.
started a whole dialogue that you can't even imagine was going on there. But I will tell you that the 3 people that did it all messaged me and said, oh my gosh, that made a huge difference to stand there and be okay with myself while I was looking in the mirror.
That's
Because most
the hardest.
of us avoid it.
Yeah, that's the
so
hardest.
so let's look at this idea as well. Let's say that you find that when you're eating, what your trigger is. I'll give you an example. I had started listening to this really, really awesome recording that I had shared with Lisa
Very
that
good.
you can find on my Facebook page. It's called I Love My Body, and it's a 13-minute recording. It's really awesome, set to music. And I was listening to that, and I really could feel myself starting to make better food choices. I would tap while I was listening to it. I was making better food choices. I told Lisa within days I felt like I'd lost like 8 pounds. Within a couple days, I was in a situation where I felt criticized. That night, I found myself like a raccoon in a dumpster
Oh,
when I was in the
man.
kitchen that night.
Food.
It didn't occur to me till the next morning that I woke up with that food hangover guilt, that it was from the criticism. No, it wasn't the pizza
Okay.
night. The pizza night was good because that was all a choice. No, this was different.
Okay.
So the next morning, what I found was, oh, when I feel like I'm being criticized, I eat more. So let's do that.
Very good.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
high. So you can say, I find myself eating more when I feel criticized.
I find myself eating more when I am criticized. When
Yeah.
I feel I'm criticized.
Yeah, you
Okay.
feel that go up?
Yes.
You see how you can
Yeah.
feel your own emotional side? Okay, because a lot of times this weight that we carry, and you all need to remember, we look bigger on screen than we really are.
I'm not this big.
We're really tiny.
Size 3.
I'm a size 3.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't do goals, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I find myself eating more when I feel criticized. If that went up for me. So here we go, real quick. Even though I find myself eating more when I feel criticized,
Even though I find myself eating more when I feel I'm criticized,
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Now, I don't know about you. I just felt a drop already,
Uh-huh,
just in that
uh-huh.
first. Isn't that awesome?
Recognizing that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we're all running around going, how's come the harder I try, the more weight I gain?
Right.
Okay? See why it's all backwards? Okay,
It is.
so even though I find myself eating more when I feel criticized,
Even though I find myself eating more when I feel criticized,
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
And even though I do find myself eating more when I feel criticized,
And even though I do find myself eating more when I feel
I
criticized,
had that food hangover the next day.
and I had that food hangover the next
And
day.
I love and accept myself anyway.
I love and accept myself anyway.
Okay, right here to the eyebrow. When I feel criticized, I eat more.
When I feel criticized, I eat more.
Side of the eye. Who knew?
Who knew that?
Yeah, really, under the eye. When I feel criticized, I eat more.
When I feel criticized, I eat more.
Under the nose. Is that why when I go home from work, I want to eat?
Is that why when I go home from work, I want to eat?
For those of you who've got a boss like that. When I feel criticized,
When I feel criticized,
I find I eat more.
I find I eat more.
Collarbone. I'm self-soothing that
I am
criticism.
self-soothing that criticism.
When I eat more.
When I eat more.
Wow, I do eat more when I'm criticized.
Wow, I do eat more when I'm criticized.
Top of the head. I never really realized that before.
I never really realized that before.
Okay, we're going to go back to the eyebrow. I wonder how much I criticize myself.
I wonder how much I criticize myself.
I do a lot of self-criticism.
I do a lot of self-criticism.
Under the eye. I was probably criticizing myself.
I was probably criticizing myself.
Under the nose. That's why I heard theirs.
That's why I
Heard theirs.
heard theirs. I'm listening
All
to
that
my-
criticism.
all that criticism.
Collarbone. All that criticism.
All that criticism.
Under the arm. I'm letting it go.
I am letting it go.
Top of the head. Because it's time to start loving me.
Because it's time to start loving me.
There you go. Now, you can do more of that. Come back, watch, retap, all those good things. I want to thank again my sponsor, Wofford Theater and Logan Street Sign and Banner, for allowing this awesome opportunity. We'll see you again next month. And until then, keep tapping into you.